There are habits that you think are good, but are actually well-hidden forms of procrastination. And we need to call them out so that you see the pattern. This is especially true when it comes to business. You think you're doing the work, but you're actually taking the things that don't matter and making them hard rather than doing hard work. As a digital media entrepreneur for more than 15 years, I know what it's like to make so many of these mistakes. I have fallen in love with habits, creating them, finding the good, finding the bad, and doing things that made it seem like I was making progress in my business, but in all actuality was doing nothing for me whatsoever. Now, I want you to skip the mistakes I've made as much as possible. So I'm going to call out a few habits that you might be doing right now that you think are good, but are actually forms of procrastination in your business. And I want to tell you about a free live event that's going to help catapult you even further to massive business growth. The first habit that you think is a good habit for your business is an education first mentality. Essentially, you're probably in your seat right now, whether you haven't started a business yet or you have and you feel like you're a little held up right now and thinking, oh, I need to learn more. I need to go out and get educated. I need to buy a course. I need to go read this book. I need to go and accumulate the information, put it in my brain so that I am qualified to do the job. That sounds wonderful. And good on you because you have good intention, and we want people to be in business who have good intention for their customers. When we're in business, we're here to serve other people, and we need to know who those people are. We need to know what their problems are. We need to know what solutions they need. We need to know who they need to be connected with. We need to know who we need to be connected with. So that's a whole lot of human interaction, and in no way did I say anything about studying. The reason thinking you need an education first is a form of procrastination is because you are avoiding the actual hard work of growing a business, which is human interaction, said the introvert who is horrified. I know, it sucks. You have to talk to other human beings. The world we live in today, you would think you don't. You would think you can keyboard warrior behind your Instagram and make all the sales. And you know what? That is one way of doing it. But on the other side of that conversation is a person. Getting to know people and getting to know what they need and how you serve is the entire story of starting a business. Not only do you not need an education in advance, you may not even have the business set up yet, but are still able to sell it if you understand what someone needs and how you can deliver on it. If someone pays you and says, I need that, please help me make it happen, you're gonna feel pretty motivated by where you're at with your bank account to do that. Taking a course does not fulfill that need. Taking a course does not tell you what your customer is going to ask you for. Taking a course might tell you how to do something, but you're here to start a business, not another job. The person who's going to actually do the work might be somebody who works for you. And yes, maybe you should buy them the course. But as the business owner, as the hustler, as the person that's starting this venture, you need to be concerned about human need first over education. This is not an anti-education video. I'm just saying you are procrastinating if you avoid human connection with your potential customer by diving into a class on how to report to your job. So we need to replace this habit. Instead of having an education first mentality, here's what you're gonna do instead. Get enough information to know how you're gonna show up consistently. That information might be who your potential target customer is. And you might be wrong. But the only way that you know this for sure is if you have conversations with those people, if you get to know them and you do it regularly, daily. Get introduced to new people, ask for referrals, find out what they're talking about online. What do they watch? What do they care about? Whatever it is you decide to do to replace this habit, you have to do it consistently because your actions are going to be the only thing that qualify you into this work. And you can't measure success on your education. You do measure success on the actions you take. The second habit you think is good, but is actually procrastination, is social media market research. Is it market research or is it comparing? We leverage these free tools because they're amazing for sales and marketing. No questions asked. But when you spend a lot of time scrolling Instagram and seeing people who are already doing what you would like to do, or seeing other businesses that you're in competition with, and you're looking at that so much that you're consumed by what they've got going on and you don't, that's not market research. That is self-sabotage. When we are looking at social media and we genuinely want to go into it with a market research mentality, focus on the social, not the media. It's very distracting, I know, to watch the videos and the graphics and the photos and see that media and start to get ideas. What you should actually be looking at is the comments. What you should be looking at is what people share a lot. What are the trends? What are people talking about? What ends up on the local news that was actually social media first? Because apparently that's where the news gets their news now. This is what helps you understand human behavior, which is what you're going to replace this habit with. Learn what customers want. What are they thinking about? What keeps them up at night? What are they researching? What videos tend to go viral and why? Is it something that was said or is it how it was done? This is how you could come up with the entire business, the business solutions, the sales tactics, and the marketing strategies. But if you get too caught up, and you know what I mean by caught up, in what the whole world is doing, and that you're nobody, you're late to the game, it's oversaturated, why even try? You're not paying attention to the right areas of research where social media can be extremely valuable. The third habit I'm going to call out that probably feels pretty good in the moment, but is an extreme form of procrastination, and that's goal reassessment. You guys know I love goals. We talk about goal setting here all the time. I'm a big fan. It's fabulous. It makes you feel good. You think about the future, you're manifesting, you're making plans. It's awesome. But then a few weeks later, or maybe months later, if you're lucky, you look at that list of goals and we start to reassess it and we go, I don't know if I like those goals anymore. I think I'm going to change. I'm going to change it up here. I've learned a few things and now I think I want different goals. And you reassess and you rewrite your list. And then you find yourself in the same place again in the future and again. And before you know it, it's New Year's and you're like, wow, I had a lot of goals this year and I don't think I achieved a single one. The goal reassessment cycle is procrastination because instead of saying, why did my first goal not work out and why am I changing it? You're just changing it and you're moving the goalpost. But I bet if I stopped you before you did that and I said, but what if I told you you did achieve one of those goals? How would you feel? And you say, I would feel amazing. Then why would that goal be wrong? And what did you lack in your execution that made you decide, oh, let's just change it. Let's just pivot. If the truth is that you've genuinely just not been doing what it takes to get closer to that goal, be honest with yourself. This is why we are where we are right now, and that's okay. The more honest we are about ourselves, we don't have to get down about it. We just have to say, well, what is it actually going to take? My friend James Clear said, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So we're going to replace this habit with a new one. Once you've written a list of goals, and hopefully there's not too many because you need to be focused, then we need to come up with the system that is going to get us there. Not just the actionable steps, the system. If you're going to show up consistently, then what you're plugging into this equation needs to be a part of a system. There needs to be a why. Even if it's just, I'm going to reach out to 50 people a day who I think could be my target customer and see if I get any responses and then measure those results. And how many days am I going to do this? That will be my system. If you have a goal, there needs to be a corresponding system so you know what it is you need to do. Otherwise, when you go to have a goal reassessment and you just simply move the goalpost, you do not have a real reason as to why. There very well could be a time where that makes sense for you to do. But I want it to be because I reached out to 50 people a day for 50 days and I did not get a single response. Okay, let's reassess. So when you set your goals, don't just look at that list and go, those are pretty. Come up with the corresponding system. They don't have to have a million steps. They can be really simple that you agree you need to show up to do so that you can get an actual measurement of what is possible when you take the actions and have the habits in place that actually move things forward. The continuing theme of all of these habits that are good but not great and ultimately turn into procrastination is that you get the best knowledge through action, which is why I want to tell you about a free live event so you have no excuse as to how you're going to better your business. One of the greatest coaches in the world, Tony Robbins, is putting on a free virtual event that is invite only. I get to invite you myself to help ignite growth in your business, especially during a time like this, during some economic instability. It's called The Unshakable Business, 8 Triggers to Ignite Explosive Business Growth in Any Economic Environment. It is on May 10th. It is exactly where I'm going to be all afternoon. I'm going to be hyped up Tony Robbins style, learning all the tactics that he thinks I need to pay attention to for my business. And that is why I'm recommending it to you as well. There's literally no excuse not to attend. Sign up with the link down in the description below. It is virtual, it is free, and you know he's going to have all kinds of wonderful bonuses and great things for you, including during the training, giving you a personalized roadmap to what it means for you you to ignite growth in your business. So if you need the actionable knowledge, get it from a coach that's going to motivate you to make it happen. Tony has always motivated me in my business, and I can't recommend him enough. You can get all the details at amylandino.com/unshakable, and the link is in the description down below. If you've thought about starting a business, or you happen to be an entrepreneur right now and one of these good habits hit you in your heartstrings, leave a comment down below so we can commiserate about it. What matters is you pay attention to the patterns now, and you get real about what it means to make things happen and live a life on your terms by activating your business in a way that stands out.